5th grade. I hope you guys have had a good week. Today we are going to be talking a little more about making words plural. And just to review, we know that if something is singular, there's only one of it. But if it is plural, it means there is two or more, right? And we also know that normally and usually to make a word plural, we add s or es to the end of that word. There are some exceptions, some tricks, and we're going to talk about that today. So let's first look at our words that we're going to make plural. Okay, we have dragon, movie, plant, bench, leash, like what you walk a dog with, box, glass, city, sky, puppy, leaf, and calf. Calf is like a baby cow, right? So these are our words that we are going to make plural. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make them plural, and I'm going to see what you guys notice about them. So we have dragon, becomes dragons, right? We just added an S to it. Okay, let's see about movie. Movie becomes movies, right? We just added an S again. So let's look at plant now. Plant, I don't want to shock you guys, but plant just becomes plants, again with an S. But bench is where things kind of start to change, and we want to pay attention to this consonant digraph at the end, right? Same with leash, okay? So bench is actually going to become benches with an ES, right? Benches with an ES. So let's go down to leash, because I think it's going to actually look very similar to bench. Does. Leashes. Leash with an ES on the end. And I think it has to do with that CH and the SH. Okay? So let's look at box. Box is going to become boxes, right? We add an ES on the end. And let's look at glass. So I don't know if you noticed, but that has a double consonant on the end. And we're actually going to keep both of those consonants in. We're not going to drop anything. Right? So double consonant stays, and we just added ES to the end. Okay, let's look at cities, because these three words, city, sky, and puppy, they're all kind of in the same family, and they're a little tricky. So city is going to become cities. So I don't know if you noticed, but that Y in city changed to an I, right? It became an I, and then we added the ES, okay? So we're going to do the exact same thing with sky. So sky becomes skies. Again, look. We replaced that Y with the I before we added our ES, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with puppy. Puppy becomes puppies, and the Y becomes an I, right? Puppy to puppies. And then these last two, leaf and calf, also follow the same rule. So I'm going to show you leaf. So leaf doesn't become leaves, it becomes leaves. So we changed that F to a V, right? Before we added the ES. Leaf to leaves, and we're going to do the same thing with calf because it also ends with an F. Calf is, calves. Calf becomes calves, right? We can see again we replaced that F with the V and added the ES. So this is how we made our words plural. I'm going to show you them. I actually also sorted them. So we have our words that we just add an S to. Like dragon, dragons, movie becomes movies, plant becomes plants, right? All we did for those was add an S. Okay, but then in this column, we added an ES, right? To bench, to make it benches, to leash, to make it leashes, to box, to make it boxes, and to glass, to make it glasses. Okay? So we added an ES. And then we, remember, things got tricky when we got to the word city, right? So for these words, if they end in a Y, we change that Y to an I and add ES. So cities, skies, and puppies all fall under that rule, okay? And then our last rule, we said that when we have an F or an FE at the end of a word, that changes to a V, and then we add ES, right? So leaf ends with an F, so we made that F a V, becomes leaves, okay? So that's pretty easy. It's supposed to be a review. Review's important because practice makes perfect, duh. And so I actually have a little quiz for you guys where you are going to be turning a different set of words into their plural. Then after you do that, you're going to have to sort those words to figure out if they belong under the add an S column, add an ES column, change the Y to an I and add ES, change the F or FE to V and add ES. So these will be our columns. They're not going to be labeled like this. They're going to be labeled with the word that follows this rule. Then you're going to have to sort with that. It's going to be a little tricky, but that's okay. I know you guys can do it, right? So that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, you can email me. You can send them on Google Classroom. You can come to my office hours. But that's all I have for you guys today. So just stay safe and stay healthy. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.